Say a little
Yay!
something, something.
Yes, and that's probably what the live started with, was that, in case he's... Thank
Yay!
you. Yay!
I'm special.
Alright, welcome to the fourth and likely last of this section, episode of The Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Here we find that Tobias has wandered back downstairs, passing perhaps Samel on the stairs going up. She's had a few too many sips of her guidance potion, or maybe she grabbed the wrong potion this time. Not feeling too well. She will not be here, but Tobias is back. Tobias, you come down the stairs and you don't immediately see your friends. You kind of make your way around and notice that that boarded up door is open, and you can kind of see a faint blue glow emitting from within the room. You hear an unfamiliar voice to you, at least, say, "So when I told that little pissant Samel I wasn't going to help him with his paltry little smuggling ring, he locked me up in here. Really, I should thank him. He helped me focus on my work." Feel free to drag selves where you would like to. Can you see? You should be able to see back down here now. Mayhap?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Feel free to drag yourselves where you would like.
Welcome back, Tobias.
I thought we were going to be going through the other door.
Hopefully your friends would have filled you in. You guys did go through up here. And you experienced, well, does anybody else want to give words to what was experienced in that there room?
We found bait.
Grubs.
I will move you guys temporarily over there so that you can see what you done seen at the corner there. You guys came in through the torch here and happened upon a corpse. Squishy, squelchy corpse in a what looked to be a wine cellar. Mash bottles all around, basically empty containers over here. Not interesting fireplace, and a dead body with some stuff on it. Under the body, you all, besides the armor and the shield and the sword that you all took off of the body, you see, maybe in your passing, Tobias, that Samel is wearing a new breastplate. It's a little dinged up and maybe even has a little schmoosh on it. You're noticing that it might be blood, but underneath you all found a note or a flyer that seemed to be similar to the quest that the tavern owner and the crazy old man kind of sent you for, to explore this house. And inside of that armor, if they reveal it to you, it said property of Ott.
Right, so the next logical step for you guys to take was to go behind the door that said don't go into it.
That is correct.
Right. Hopefully it didn't give you too much trouble while I was gone.
No, there were some undead which were dispatched, as well as a undead which does no longer wish to be undead. We are committed to assisting in his restoration to the mortal coil.
So you're looking to bring an undead back to life.
Correct.
And when you say committed to, you've already assigned us all up for this?
We have.
Right.
In blood.
And oil.
Right.
In exchange for collecting material components and not destroying the undead, we gain access to this household. There is also a signaling lantern, which should be able to signal a smuggler ship to land. That may result in us acquiring a ship.
Technically, you guys went through a different door first.
I mean, there
Being
were
responsible.
doors. Yeah, we went this door, and then
then-
this door,
yeah.
and then this door.
See, responsible choices. Merketta got
Logically,
some books.
Logically, this door will be next, as we are working clockwise around the room from noon.
Merketta also got some death saves.
And there were death saves.
And cloaks.
Ooh, and a fancy cloak. I think Cabby has it hung up on a hanger right now. Tobias, what do you wear as an overcoat?
He doesn't.
You like see Cabby sidling over to you, and he holds up like a cloak to see like does the shoulder length match from you to the floor. It's a fairly long cloak. I think it's oiled on the outside, so it's a rain cloak with iridescent green, fairly nice interior.
Yeah, it's very nice, very well kept, and seems like it would fit a human-sized person very well.
So where'd you find the cloak?
In the wardrobe, I think. Merketta, I think were you in the wardrobe? Found the cloak?
Yes.
And it's okay to be taking this cloak from this undead that you've said that you're going to bring back to life?
Well, we didn't take it from the undead. We took it from the... What's the word? Bandits. Or pirates. Or whatever the fuck they were.
Right.
Properties found in this building have been ceded to our possession, barring those within the wizard's own laboratory.
Alchemist. Not a
Ah.
wizard.
Aren't they all wizards to
You
Cabby?
say tomato, I say fruit.
All right, so
Hey y'all, I have a random question. I'm so sorry.
no, go for it.
You said we found a shield on that dead body in that other room?
Yes, so on the dead body in the room, you found the breastplate, which Samel is wearing. You found a shield that was covering most of his legs, a large metal shield, and a large longsword.
Ooh, it was a
Unless they-
metal shield.
Yeah.
Would a druid use a metal shield?
Typically, druids would not use metal, anything, really. Because
Cool, never mind then.
metal don't grow on trees or something. Yeah, this guy looked like he was serious business, like, before he became a puddle of gross.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So, out of character, Tobias, you eventually get the full story from your Franz of after they found that body, that flyer. They're like, oh, okay, so somebody else tried to do this and they failed. Noted. Came back in here, went through this door. They explored in the back wardrobe back here. Merketta noticed some things, one of which being that cloak. There was an empty chest at the end of the bed here open, and Cabby found a little box underneath here which included a lantern next to it and some signaling information. You're not quite sure any more than that, but it is detailed about how to signal a ship of some kind to do things. After which point they opened up in here. They encountered some baddie skeleton boys. One of their new friends, Bazarab, came to the skeletons' rescue because they were his skeletons. Seeing the party looked a bit different than the bandits, but he's still, old and paranoid. He lobbed a few things of acid in your direction before basically trying to strike up a deal. And a deal done, been stroked up, actually very officially written, signed in blood by all of the rest of your party, aside from you. And upon seeing you or hearing Cabby leave the room to go greet you, Bazarab would have kind of shooed Ryu and Merketta. He doesn't want anybody in his special laboratory without him, but he He wants to go see what the business is out there. What's going on? Who's Cabby talking to?
And Cabby at this point is like straightening up the room, like he's picking up all the broken wine bottles and putting the stools all back, straightening up the tables, because these absolute heathens had it just, arranged in this weird zigzag pattern. So now he's got it all straightened out, aligned with the floor tiles. He's rolled up all the bed rolls. And as he's doing this the whole time, his little mechanical bird from his right shoulder star has been pecking its way through his temple, probably into whatever brain matter he has.
And I will say, Tobias is assuming that he joins the party. In the signing of the doctrine, you will be taking all intents and purposes the full level 2. Assuming you have all your bells and whistles, once you sign in blood, you are washed over with the magical feeling of goodness, and this is definitely the right thing to do, and whatnot.
Yeah, before signing anything, he's going to read the terms and conditions.
It has been triple checked. They are legitimate.
It has been rolled on. I believe that was Ryu or Merketta or Yes or everybody. I think everybody was very skeptical of Bazarab's intent, and Ryu was staring daggers in Bazarab's general direction, reading over the details of the contract, and everything seems pretty tight. You're signing up to basically be a runner for Bazarab and his various needs. He is bound his soul to this plot of land. He's unable to leave. He was trapped inside of this room by the bandits for quite some time, and honestly, he's pretty thankful for it. All told, he's able to continue his studies, but he's running low on a number of useful things. Occasionally, they would open up the door and harass him and make him go through another one of his skeletons, and his supply is dwindling. He's looking for help, and he seems to be just really focused on continuing his learning. He has some secrets that I believe at least Samel was interested in learning, possibly some others. He's willing to share that information, and possibly this space. Can't get real estate for this cheap anymore.
So we're breaking one contract to clear this place out for it to be leveled in order to sign another contract with an undead.
Well,
Leveling to go get items.
To be fair, our previous contract is null and void because the owner of the house is still around.
And we are resolving the concerns with the household. Leveling it was just an option.
Yeah, if you guys remember correctly, you didn't talk to anybody, in charge in town on your way out. No one ever said you had to destroy the house. They just wanted it to be marked as safe, not a place for teenagers to go graffiti up and get lost and hurt, and they just don't... It tells bad tales on the town. They just wanted they don't like it.
The burgomaster wants to no longer have the insurance.
It's a fucking eyesore. If we could turn it into a B&B or something.
A haunted B&B would be even better.
A B&B.
What's the third B stand for?
A better
bed and breakfast and booze.
Okay, or a better bed and breakfast.
Beastly bed and breakfast.
Or a better beastly bed and breakfast. That's a long sign to make, but it could be contracted.
The Saltmarsh B&B and B&B.
Think of the money.
In any case, Tobias, this does provide us with an opportunity for a suitable landing beach, according to the tides, and a ship that can be claimed from pirates.
Please don't add a fifth B.
Beachfront bed and breakfast with booze is better beach. Beach house.
And
The better
whenever I
beastly
say
beachfront boozy bed and breakfast.
so, whenever I said booze, I meant like
Or
Boo,
no,
as in a
B-O-O-S.
scare.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Yep.
Ew.
We're all there with you, Acheron.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like. I mean, I think.
Well, despite the rest of the party's assurances, Tobias is going to give it a hard once over. And
Go for it. I mean, what are you just looking over the contract itself? Are you like trying to make eye contact with Bazarab? Because if Ryu and Merketta will come out there, Bazarab will basically seal back up the door. He did some kind of weird magic-y looking shit to make the wall move in the first place, so you guys can't really get in there without him unless he reveals his secrets. But he'll come out and bring you the contract.
yeah.
Standard fame and fortune contract.
And so I see we got a nice little image down here. But what exactly does he look like? Is he just like bleached white skeleton with
a
like
blue
a
beard.
ghost beard?
Yeah, basically. You see, tattered robes hanging off of a, what you imagine underneath is a skeleton frame. You see just a skeleton face, ghostly wisps of a blue beard kind of floating in the air, and he has, of course, his wizard hat, which has seen better days, but still establishes him as magic user.
So yeah, reading over the contract is mostly what Tobias is doing.
Okay, you can give me an investigation, try and put the pieces of the loopholes in the contract together if you are doubting. Yeah. So, reading it over, you notice that basically what your friend said was exactly what you see. You flip it over, you kind of hold it up to maybe a torchlight trying to see like some hidden kind of ink on there or something else. You don't see any kind of anything where he's trying to deceive you. On the up and up.
Squirt it with lemon juice. Here it goes good with the new coffee.
More coffee.
All right.
Hey, I mean, this is beneficial. Just need your signature in blood. It'll be fine. We'll just, like I said to your friends, I just need some herbs from a place in the Hool Marshes up north. The area is kind of dangerous, so maybe get some help in town or something like that. But like, there's a special herb that grows out there. If you go and get that for me, I mean, there are other herbs that I need, but hopefully that'll start me on my way to getting the hell off of being locked into this land here. I would appreciate your help, though.
And why does it have to be signed in blood?
For reasons. Just, I mean, this is my first time meeting you guys. I'm taking a big risk trusting you. Instead of killing you just outright, I want to work with you. And I think that, between the health potions that I gave you and then there was a bag of holding, I mean, you guys are getting a steal of a deal here. I don't even want the house. You guys can keep the house, too.
And do you happen to have a deed for the house?
It's around here somewhere. Honestly, I haven't been outside of this door in a while, so I'd have to take a minute. I know I don't have it back in my laboratory, but I'm sure I can find it. And if not, well, I don't know what's going on in the city of Saltmarsh, but I know they did keep records way back when. Hopefully they didn't, like, burn that building down or anything.
Right. I'll take the contract, walk over to one of the tables that Cabby has straightened out.
You can see him prying up one of the table planks and inserting a shim and then pushing the table plank back down so it's all nice and level.
Yeah. So, everybody else's signature, is it like an actual signature?
I would assume so. I mean, I guess you guys can tell me if you decided to just smush your fingerprint in there or something.
Cabby's signature is actually meticulously laid dots in a grid pattern forming the letters. Some might call it a dot matrix print.
Right.
Ryu signed in some god-awful chicken scratch signature. She's good at reading, but not writing.
Right. Well, the only thing sharp that Tobias has on him is his hand axe, so he'll take his thumb, just cut it. And yeah, he's going to he's just going to press his thumbprint into it.
Okay. Alright, so you press your thumbprint into it, and almost instantaneously, Bazrab zoops up behind you, grabs the piece of paper. Excellent! Thank you so much! You're a very large man. You will do well to help them in the Hool Marshes. I'm sure you'll kill many things with your, sharp items. Anyway, thank you. He rolls it up and tucks it into his robe and says, alright, well, I assume you'll all be off now, right? I gotta go and kind of replenish. You guys myrtleated my recent pile of skeletons, and he'll start, pulling back some of the dead bodies that are on the floor here, dragging them back here, back and forth.
Yeah,
you don't need these, right?
Well, I mean, you said we need more help to go where we're going?
Well, when you go to the Hool Marshes, the Hool Marshes are pretty terrible. I'm not gonna kid you. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been there, but when I was alive, they were pretty dangerous. Lots of, swampy lands. There's just not a lot of good stuff over there. So just, watch your back. Be careful. I mean, I don't know if there's a militia in town, or people for hire, or I guess that's you guys. I don't know. But you're probably gonna need some help.
But prior to that, we still have to deal with a big guy, the lizard folk, and the rest of the crew.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
all those
true.
guys.
Sorry, I was just wondering what the heck we're gonna tell the town when we go back, if we get back there.
We're employees of the landowner.
All right.
I mean, I don't know how well they'll take to the fact that I'm like this now, but I don't know. I mean, maybe you could just purchase the land, right? I don't know. I can sign the deed once I find it over to you guys. I don't know if they're going to take kindly to knowing that I'm here like this. They might come and burn me down. I don't know. Some of the town is pretty darn superstitious. They can't really kill me, I suppose, but it would ruin the house, I will say, if that's part of the deal that you care about. I don't know. Some of the town can get real uppity about, dead things being not dead.
Why don't we just tell him you're an old man?
I may or may not owe a few debts. I mean, I suppose I could just hide back here in my laboratory. You're gonna get solicitors. I guarantee it. If you guys end up holing up here, you're gonna get some solicitors. For sure.
He killed himself for the insurance money.
Hey. No. I mean, that would have been really smart, I guess. None of this was intentional.
Right. So what? Do we just tell him that this place isn't safe?
Yeah, I mean, you guys seem like real smart people. You can put your heads together and tell them whatever lie you want. Just tell them that you took care of it, and they don't need to worry about it anymore. Tell them you're opening up that B&B. I don't really care as long as I don't have to deal with other people, because that's not really my shtick. I tend to freak people out. You guys are the first people that, I mean, I've run into a few bandits, and they all scream in terror when they see me, rightfully so.
Right.
It'll be our little secret. You guys can tell them whatever you want. Just keep them the hell out of here, if possible. But first, you'll have to deal with Samel and all his little minions. I don't know how many you guys happen to murder in your trek down here, but I mean, you see all the beds there. I don't really even know their numbers. I just know that there's more than the 3 that you've killed right now.
Based on the toenail clippings I've collected so far, I estimate 14.
Gross.
Very.
Also, can I have those? Thank you.
Cabby indicates the pile that he's made in the corner of all the refuse.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do my level up now.
Woo!
Yay! Everybody else at level 2, yeah?
Okay, well, that's rough. Should have taken the average.
I think there's only been one character where I've rolled for hit points and it's worked out the best, and that's the Barbarian that I played in Casey's Sunday morning game that is no longer.
Hmm.
I always average. It's unfun.
Yay, total of 5 more hit points.
But you're a barbarian, so that counts double. Most of the time.
How many times has Tobias raged?
I think only the ones. But
That should give you indication.
yeah. And make sure everybody refreshes all the things, because signing the contract with Bazrab is a major deal. You guys have done that. Anything else you want to do with Bazrab or in the laboratory that he kind of showed you? I know I typed stuff out in chat, but just to kind of give you another layout of it while you're leveling. After signing the contract, you guys all see Bazrab kind of relax a little bit. He brings you back to that corner, raises his fingers over the bricks, and kind of traces strange arcane symbols and whispers something. The wall slides open. You guys see a bench and a small laboratory. There's powders and liquids and all sorts of jars and like chemical equipment. There's a big table and a stack of books kind of on the floor next to it with one book open. You also see like candlesticks, number of candles kind of piled next to it onto the table. You see a couple of objects look like bones, and one of which is a human skull that are shining, look like metal, gold. What would you all like to do now?
So, Cabby, you said there's a cloak.
Oh yes, a rather fetching number. And he pulls out the cloak and unfolds it carefully and then spreads it out and holds it up. And kind of tucks the shoulders inside out so he could drape it upon you if you wish to. Or you could inspect it.
He's going to look it over. Can I get a quick description of it again?
Yeah, you Cabby pretty much nailed it, but it's a long floor length kind of cloak, probably come up to about your ankles. And it is oil looking. It's shiny. You feel it would kind of slick off water if you were to wear it. It does have a hood. All the edges on the robe there have like a green iridescent kind of glow to them. Looks to be very well made, very well kept. Really nice pockets that have nothing in them. And I believe it was either Merketta or Ryu that investigated to see if there was anything special about the cloak, which unfortunately there wasn't, besides it looking real cool.
That's fine. Yeah, I think this will fit just fine.
So, if you wish to put it on, Cabby will flip it over your shoulders and give the little thing a tie. If not, he'll just hand it over.
How tall is Cabby?
Cabby is 5 foot something. Not much.
Okay, so he's not too much shorter. Yeah.
He's 5 feet ish. But
Okay.
I'm just reaching up to your shoulders, and your shoulders are at 6 foot ish.
Ish.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
It's only. He's basically putting something up on a shelf.
Yeah, it's not Merketta trying to.
No.
Help him out.
Does Star help you like Cinderella?
No.
God.
Star is still very peeved at Cabby and is still pock, drilling into the side of his head. Now that like a little like kind of dent, like some of the leather's peeled back and like some of the tin's dented in, you can see some of the inner workings. Star's basically put his beak up there and it's just like chattering into the gap in Cabby's head.
I think I'll save putting this on until we clear whatever that last room has in it.
Wise decision. Folds up, hands it to you.
Already got a few tears in my clothes.
Takes the belt, wraps the belt around it, makes a little nice package, little bow on top.
Whereas I do have a cantrip of mending if you ever want me to make use of that.
And what does that do?
I can basically repair clothes, break in a chain. I can repair nets.
Kind of looks down and pokes at one of the tears. Yeah. Clothes aren't the best, but all I have right now, so wouldn't mind.
Yeah, can do. It'll only take a minute.
Okay. So you're just kind of repairing the broken items that Tobias is wearing, making him look a little bit better.
Absolutely, got to keep that performance garb in top-notch condition.
I'd also like to think that it fixes a few of the fraying areas as well.
Oh yeah, like as she's mending stuff, you kind of see it start to glisten, like it's a little bit damp with seawater.
Oh, it gets washed too.
It'll evaporate.
Right. Well, thank you. That's useful.
Anytime, old friend.
Right. So, he'll just set the cloak down on the table, since he doesn't have a bag or anything on him right now. It's just himself and his hand axes.
Are we prepared to start opening some doors?
Can I get some clarification real quick on who took the items from Bazarab? The 2 healing potions and the bag of holding.
I don't know.
Robot Ben!
Welcome back, Cabby 2.0.
Did we add those to the guitar tab yet?
I don't believe so, because I think either Tobias or Samel were adding stuff.
Yeah, I was taking care of the guitar tab, so you said there were 2 healing potions and a bag of holding?
Yep.
Standard healing potions?
Yep.
Alright. According to my notes, I took one of the healing potions.
Alrighty.
And that's 1x Merketta.
Cabby will take another one.
Okay. Then I'm not even going to put them on the guitar tab.
You got it. And then bag of holding, I kind of feel like Samel would be the most logical one to be holding that right now.
Yeah,
Because Samel's the one who's just been picking up every piece of loose debris and being like, I can make a potion out of this.
Yep. Sounds good.
How the heck do you spell their name? There it is.
Alright, so Bazarab's like, alright, good luck, guys. Let me know how it goes.
And Cabby will
and-
come over to this
okay.
door to the south, and then he'll look back to see what Ryu was saying.
Sorry, just wanted to update you guys. Ryu did ask to use the longbow from the guitar tab, so I don't know if you guys wanted to update that as well.
Oh, right.
Yep. I will remove it and just make sure you have it in your inventory.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yep.
Based on previous experience with combat, I recommend Tobias, then Merketta, then Ryu, then I.
Right.
You come up to here where you guys had previously scouted the room. You are presented with the same kind of magical torch pulling on the thing, opening the wall trick. I'd like
Yep.
to do so.
Tobias will have one of his hand. Actually, no, he'll have both of his hand axes out, just kind of palmed in one hand at the moment while he pulls the torch.
All right. Moving one of your hand axes over to the other hand, you pull on the torch and creaks open. You guys get a blast of salty sea air in your face, and you hear a slight wind whistling. Feel the dampness of what looks to be a cave. You see a couple of stones right in front of you. But beyond that, you see only rock. So, in any cement beyond, like, right here, beyond, like, right here, it's all just kind of turning into mud/dirt. You see a cavern. It's very dark, but you can kind of see a light beyond, somewhere around the corner. You see very dim light in here, unless you have dark vision, which I think is just Merketta?
Cabby too.
Yes.
Cabby also. Okay. Wasn't sure on the one.
One thing that would have happened. Because I forgot to. Oh, Tobias, get your ass over here for a second. Give me your armor.
Just wait. Give you his what now?
Armor.
He's
Armor.
not. Yeah, he's not wearing any armor.
Not wearing any armor? Oh, well, shit. How did I not notice
I
that?
said, I got the clothes on my back.
Cabby, give me your armor.
Cabby sort of like turns around and just like stands there. He like unbuttons his shirt.
I'm trying to do my enhanced defense infusion on somebody.
So you could probably do it on Cabby because he is technically wearing leather armor, but it is part of his body.
Makes it even
Like-
better.
More studs.
What studs?
I've decided that Merketta is from New Jersey.
Seems reasonable.
I love it.
Wait, where did my armor go?
Do you have a thing to click for the thing that you're doing? For the thing stuff?
I do, in fact.
Oh. Ooh, 10th level, just around the corner. Alright. +1 to your armor class. Cool.
Armor class correction.
Does that look like any particular thing? Is Merketta, like, chiseling something into Cabby, or what?
I'm literally just adding bits of scrap metal on in like some of the weak places.
Oh, and see here, I was thinking you were using the shot glove to like spot weld.
Oh, I am using the shot glove to spot weld, but I'm just like at like the like any other like bits of scrap metal that I've been accruing, and just like, okay, here, zip, here, zip, zip.
Do you sign your stuff?
Merketta, I'm curious. Was I not enough of a stud for you before?
Never enough of a stud. always be more studly.
Words to live by.
Yep. Merketta does sign her stuff. I don't know what the signature is yet.
Not a giant, like, arched M, right?
No.
Okay.
That's already owned by some fuck off up north. Mick, something. I don't know.
All right. Well, Cabby, you have been branded by the Merketta, but it feels good. What are you guys up to?
We need to talk about your levels of perception after this. You need to stop fiddling with that glove so much.
Look, it'll work. I just gotta work with it.
Tobias is going to step in through the doorway.
Okay. Alright, stepping in through the doorway, you are kind of surrounded by cavernous walls, which means you can hear a little bit better now that you're in here, and you can kind of see up until around the corner. You see a glowing light coming from down this way. It seems to be better lit once you come around that way. But right where you are is a little bit dark. You smell that salty sea air, and now you kind of hear distant water. You're guessing that there's something here that leads outside. Okay. Please let me know if you guys have any you want to do as you go along, or any lights that you have. Not things that happen. Okay, you see a slightly dimmer light around here. Everything is dimly lit.
Tobias does not have a torch right now. He's just kind of following the light. After all, he only has 2 hands, and both of them are occupied with axes.
So Ryu could donate a torch to you if you'd like.
I mean, he could have pulled one off the walls, but he'd rather keep the best defense is a good offense.
Fair enough.
And from here, which direction does the light look like it's coming from the most?
It seems to be omnipresent. You've got very dim light pretty much everywhere. You see, they're not torches. That would be generous, but there are patches of wall kind of... It looks like somebody almost took their hands and dug out pieces of the wall, stuffed a candle in it, and lit it. Very rudimentary. But they're pocketed throughout to light it up enough.
We got 3 options, left, right, and middle. Which way?
Always work left to right.
Very well. Just look there for my sake.
Righty. Okay, stop right there. Tobias, you are coming around the corner, and you don't see anything out of place. However, when you reach that place where you're at now, a thing drops on. And that thing is an ugly blob. You see a pile that kind of plops on your shoulder of green, wet, sticky-looking slime that came down on you from the sea. And I'm going to need a dex save at disadvantage, sir.
At normal?
Well, unfortunately, because unless you said so earlier, you guys weren't actively kind of looking up and down and everywhere else. He was waiting for you. He saw you right when you came around the corner. Ooh. Advantage. Alright, cancels out. Do it.
Yep.
Ooh.
That go? Yeah, 14.
All right, yeah. You manage to just kind of sidestep it. You do get a small like coin-sized amount on maybe one of the handles of your hand axe. Before shaking it off, you see the green slime kind of sizzle on your handle and kind of bore a small dent in that handle. You looking at how fast it kind of ate up that little patch, you're guessing that it would have destroyed any kind of like wooden item that you had on you, and possibly other stuff. Doesn't look very friendly. And then, yeah, you guys are just staring at a patch of green gloop on the ground.
What the hell is that thing?
Would Ryu have any experience with it being sea-like?
I mean, you can see if you can roll a nature to see if you would have noticed it in nature. You can roll an arcana to see if you would have noticed maybe any of its magical properties. Yeah, go ahead and roll whichever one you would like to try and pull on your knowledge of.
Ooh, it's only going to be 11 for nature.
Okay, so even with an 11, you're pretty darn sure you have never seen anything like this in nature before. It does not look familiar to you.
Duly noted.
All right. Beyond that, the cavern that you guys are in, you're hearing some wind whippling in through and around the corners, and you hear that faint lapping of water somewhere in the distance. What are you all doing?
Are we not going to destroy the thing that attacked you? You can like see Cabby's like aimed at it, like sighting down his arms, like about to blast this thing.
Go for it.
Kapow! You're kapowing?
Yeah. So like little
Pow away.
charge of Eldritch, just like.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you blast it into oblivion. It splatters. You must have hit it at the right angle because it pushes away from just in front of Tobias and squishes all against the wall back here, and have effectively destroyed it. There is no more slime.
Tobias just kind of spares a glance at the hand axe.
Oh shit! I deleted you,
and
Tobias. Sorry.
disappears
Sorry.
into the ether.
Yeah.
It appears its tack had a late effect.
Oh no, he's duplicated. There we go.
There.
It's
There.
a ditto!
We're good. We're good.
Tobias is the slime now. Okay.
So Cabby will now start scanning the ceiling for patches of slime to shoot.
As
Okay.
will Tobias.
Okay. You guys proceed through your steps looking up and down and all around. And Tobias, you find yourself staring at a large, empty room.
Is it though?
Isn't it though?
No, really,
dun,
is
dun.
it though?
No, really is it though. Go ahead, explore the space, or roll an investigation and explore the space, or both. Yes. You don't see anything in front of you.
What about above me?
There is nothing that you see above you besides, gross ceiling. The ceilings in here are decidedly lower than you were experiencing throughout the whole haunted house, but they're still about 10 feet or so. You definitely see nothing green.
So like as they're starting to work their way around that corner, Cabby's like watching light glisten from one spot to another, and he'll just kind of head down this way to meet.
Yeah, you
Hello.
guys meet each other around the corner.
So it looks like left and middle or the right are the same path. Yeah, Tobias will give this place a good hard once over. After all, it is being assumed that
Yeah, give me a perception.
it was hidden for a reason.
All right. Yeah, you are super suspicious of the large, empty room. And while you do notice a few footsteps, kind of in the mud and muck here, they seem to mostly be heading in and away from here, over in this direction. They definitely didn't go.
Gotcha. And they're not going to like any of the walls and then just stopping?
No, you see mostly they stop kind of right around here, and then just head. Alright, let me do this instead. They stop right around here, and then just see them to and from here.
Gotcha.
Hey, Tobias, do those look like humanoid footprints wearing boots or goblinoid feet?
What's the difference?
Cabby pauses for a second, like processing error. So, human feet in boots, goblin feet in my brain have always been kind of frog-like, or I don't know if that's true.
I don't think they would wear shoes, so whatever it is, like, yeah, it would look decidedly bestial, I guess, if I was doing goblin or lizard.
Yeah, that's like, do they look like? Do they like? Cabby will go back in the other room and come back a few seconds with a foot with a boot in it, and like start matching up the feet to the.
They are of different sizes, but they are all bootied.
Okay. So after he's matched up the feet and boots to a few of them, he then goes back and returns those to the wizard. Alchemist.
The undead.
Oh, you're going back up to talk to Bazarab?
Well, no, I just had to come up to get the feet so he could match them up,
Sure.
and then he brought them back because he wouldn't want to, have skeletons running around without feet.
Gotcha. Very considerate. Okay.
Alright. Well,
It's curious. One of these bandits could not dance.
Alright.
so in other words, you're saying that he had 2 left feet.
I was not going to say it, but I'm glad someone else did. And Cabby will trail after Tobias.
Right. Up here. See this. You see something here. This way.
Left first, right?
Always.
Right. Into there.
Yeah.
See a very small room. That is got nothing. That seems very similar to the big room, but a lot smaller. You do see a number of the footprints that you saw before. Decidedly some of the smaller ones. And you see like indentations kind of in the upper corner here of the room. Like circles, and the ground is kind of sunken in, so you're guessing something might have been stored here. It is no longer there.
As this seems to open to the sea, likely this is the Smuggler's Cove.
That's what I was thinking. But best to clear all paths.
Alright, and pause for me there, because as you forward a bit, Tobias, you will all hear a large booming, shakes the walls sound. They Damnation seize my soul if Samel gives you quarters or take any from you. And you see a little bit more. Yeah.
And so was that coming from that direction?
It seemed to be reverbing all around you. Can't really pinpoint exactly where it came from.
I appreciate a conveniently announced intent to kill.
Can you, Merketta and Tobias, because you guys are both up front, can you give me a perception check?
Yes, boss.
That's performance, not perception.
Well.
Okay.
Tobias is too focused on the ceiling, making sure there's no more slimes.
Yes.
Wait, the first one was perception?
Yeah, you got perception. With a 13,
No, that 13 was for the bigger room.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I almost clicked on
Okay,
performance,
so-
which is why I had said that.
Gotcha. So perceptions are 5 and 7. So.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are both stunned by this sound, and it maybe is just ringing in your ears a little bit. You don't really notice much of anything else, but it sounds a little extra quiet now. You still hear the waves a little bit louder now, the wind a little bit louder now, but
If you want, Ryu could move up and also try and do a perception check for y'all, but it might be too late for that.
right, Ryu would step up and try and help them out. You guys say, oh, our ears are ringing or anything like that. I'm sure Ryu would step up.
Yeah, she's gonna move up next to Tobias and also do a perception check. Yikes, never mind.
Okay, you come up and squeaky in your ear, and you just can't hear anything. You're actually having trouble hearing the waves and the wind. It's just all very muffled sounding, like somebody's holding their hands over your ears.
Yeah, sorry y'all, I don't know what's going on with my ears. She's got what you shouldn't do. She's got one of her pinky fingers in her ear. What the hell?
Well, either you're not hearing something, or all three of you are trying to hear something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Sometimes silence is just silence.
Except for the loud booming voice saying he'll give or take no quarter. Hand axes are at the ready.
Okay. And
Quarterstaff also at the ready.
Remind me what exactly you're doing as you walk forward. Are you still, having heard that, are you still looking at the ceiling? Are you looking around? What are you exactly kind of looking out for?
He's just kind of doing that quick scan, 5 feet in front of him, kind of just eyes moving.
Okay.
First ceiling, then the walls, then the floor. In reality, he has no clue what he's doing. He's just looking.
Okay. Ryu, give me another perception check.
Can do.
Jesus. There's no in between. Okay, Tobias is kind of looking all around now. Merketta's got eyes up and down. Ryu, you step to the side, and looking to the side, you notice the faint light everywhere just hits this area a little different than the others. It looks like the same exact wall, but just the light isn't quite bouncing off of it like it is everywhere else.
Yo, there's something weird about this light. I promise I got my senses back. That's all about all I got.
turn and look at Ryu. What do you mean?
Well, you see, normally light will like bounce off the walls and such, but here it's not doing that. It almost seems like normal physics don't apply. I could be wrong.
That's a good way to describe it.
Cabby passes forward a stone to throw at the wall.
Is this
Ryu
a magic
throws it at the
pebble?
wall.
What's that? Yeah, it's one of the magic stones.
Nice.
So it's gonna like.
Okay, so Cabby's tossing a stone up to Ryu. Ryu, you just huck it through or towards the wall.
Yep, as Cabby intended.
Okay. When Cabby hands you a stone, you chuck the stone. Ryu, you throw the stone at the wall, and it passes through. And the wall that you were previously looking at fades away, and you see staring at you some things, and they look very angry. And I am going to need things to happen. Time to roll for initiative.
Nice.
In front of you, you see some angry guys staring you in the face. Ta-da-da.
Holy crap, people!
Flat-footed. Everybody's a
Nice,
little
I can't even
surprised.
attack them.
Hey, nobody expects illusory terrain at level 2.
Fair enough.
Nobody expects the piratical inquisition?
Is there any water in this space, or is it pretty dry?
It is damp in here for sure. There's no puddles, but the ground is kind of soggy.
Moist.
Oh,
or just soggy.
that's great. Basically,
Moist.
2 of the party rolled the same, and the other 2 of the party essentially rolled the same.
Yep.
That's great.
This is wild. Yeah, I guess if anyone wants to throw stuff, Ryu will just, like, crouch down.
So where did that wall open up?
Apologies, I'm doing a million things.
No. Take your time.
Bum. As I finish
Ah,
rolling
beans.
things, you see lots of beans. Why did that not work? Ignore that.
Sand ballet.
There we go. That's
Nice.
better. Okay. Sorry about that. So upon you throwing that rock, you hear "ow" and a growl as you kind of donk the first bandit slightly on the earlobe. And he kind of growls at you, Ryu. You can see fully into the room now. Merketta and Tobias, and to a lesser extent Cabby, you all get a little bit of a view. You know there's people in there. You know it's not good. And you know they are here to hurt at you. You start off. Samel going quickly. He mutters a curse. Oh, I guess that didn't. Okay, well that's fine. And he is going to shoot a ray of frost in your direction. You.
Tight. Oh shoot, that gives me disadvantage next time, doesn't it?
Ray of.
Or am I thinking of frostbite?
Yeah.
Frostbite.
Yeah, frostbite. Ray of frost is just a beam of frigid blue-white light. And if a 16 hits, it's 8 cold damage.
And it
That
does
hits?
reduce your speed by 10 feet.
Yeah, but I mean you're in a small space anyhow. But yeah, it does reduce your speed
Yeah.
until start of your next turn. All right. And then Samele kind of dips behind here where you kind of can't see where he went for now. Let's just pretend that's how it works. Cabby, you maybe hear Ryu scream a little bit?
So Cabby will bonus action produce some magic stones, some more magic stones, and then he'll scoot up here through Merketta. Pardon me. And he will fire a ray of kill everything at the bandit.
Mm.
And he doesn't kill much. And then as he moves back, Star will fly in, huck a stone.
Wow.
And Star will do a little stone damage. That should...
At the bandit, correct?
At the bandit, yes.
Yep.
And then Star will fly back.
Yeah, you pelted him, whereas Ryu maybe only grazed his ear. You smack him right above his eye. Not like that. Alright, anything else, Cabby?
Nope.
Alright, Tobias. You hear Ryu has discovered some things.
Yep.
Like, everybody's opening doors right before you.
Yep.
Also, Ryu would have relayed what she saw
Okay.
Yeah.
like, in the room. So she would have been like, yeah, y'all, there's a bandit, a hobgoblin, some other human, and some guy wearing a turban, I think. I don't know.
Yes, that is accurate to what you saw. Perhaps a little more emphasis on how ugly and different the hobgoblin was in comparison with the others who looked human or dwarves. But yeah, the hobgoblin looked gross. But wearing boots.
Did the hobgoblin hear me say that?
Yeah, yeah, do you want him to have heard you say that?
I mean, no.
His face looks pretty much like it does in the icon, so I'll let you decide whether or not you said, the second one in looks gross.
I'll just be like, would I know it's a hobgoblin?
I mean, they're not prevalent, but you could have figured it out that he's at least goblin-esque, and he's bigger than any other goblin you've ever read about or heard of. So, you can figure out that he's a beefy goblin.
Nice, yeah, I probably would have been like, yeah, there's a bandit, there's a big ol' goblin, he looks, yeah, and there's a human.
Alright, Tobias, what are you up to?
Tobias is going to stow his offhand and push up past Ryu.
Okay.
And with his offhand, he's going to... So, with his main hand, he's going to feint like he's going to bring the hand axe in, but then he's going to come in and sucker punch with the offhand.
Okay.
Which I still haven't set up a roll for this. So basically, he's making an unarmed strike.
And remind me again, do you have to use the attack action as your action in order to do that?
So basically, the unarmed strike is my attack action.
Okay.
An unarmed strike, it gets all proficiency bonuses and stuff, yes?
Not the bonus to damage.
Except I have Tavern Brawler, so it's a D4.
Okay. Good old Tavern Brawler.
Yep. Which will be very relevant here.
So many taverns.
Except no, it won't.
Yeah. You go to take a swipe at him, and you're not a rock, so you can't hit him. I guess.
Yep. Womp womp. And just because there's a lot of people in here, I mean, sure, there's equal numbers, but he just shoved himself right up in the front. We're going to say a little bit of adrenaline gets going, and we're going to bonus action rage. Because he's probably going to take some hits. And that'll be his turn.
Okay. You try and take a swipe at the bandit, and you miss, and that pisses you off. Very much so. Who else is pissed off? And extra red in the face is the hobgoblin, who, seeing you come in, is going to kind of down more protectorly towards Samel, and he is going to scream in your direction, Tobias, and meet your rage with a bow shot.
Yeah, that'll touch.
Okay. For 9 damage, and he beats your roar with another roar.
So 9 damage halved is what, 4? We round down?
Yeah. Yep. Alright. And that's all he's going to do for now. That brings us up to the guy in the front, who is finally able to hit all these people that have been pelting at him. Very excited to finally get a swipe. Let's see how that goes. At Tobias. Oh, God.
That will miss.
These dumb short swords. Not swords. What did you give me? This is useless. I need a fucking axe. Brings up the scout, who's going to take a bow shot at, Tobias, you put yourself right up there, so.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. So, dang. 13?
That'll miss.
Okay. And everybody's cursing except for the hobgoblin, who's just now laughing as it echoes throughout the cavern, all the way back to Merketta. You can hear a deep, creepy laugh. And Tobias missing a few, could have been bad hits. What are you up to?
I am going to slide into line here, and how clean of a crossbow shot would I have on that bandit?
On that, the bandit would get a bonus to his AC, basically, because you're shooting through allies.
Alright. Any way I can mitigate that without...
You can
going all the way
ask
in?
your allies to please scoot aside so that you can move into the room. That would also be applicable. You want to come in? Come on in. The air is worse down here, somehow. No?
No, I don't quite want to get in there yet. I'll just fire a light crossbow, which has a strange new attachment on the top where the bolt would come out of.
Okay. Strange new attachment. That hits. For 8 damage. Yeah, you somehow sail it right past Ryu and Tobias and land a very damaging blow. He looks like he's barely hanging on.
Right. The crossbow seems to pull itself back into a loaded position.
All right.
Automatically.
Fancy little doodad you got there. Anything else, Merketta?
No.
Okay, that is pretty darn cool. Ryu, you hear chunk, chunk, chunk behind you, and the same reloading sound. Tobias stepped in front of you and took a few hits as well. What are you up to?
I think Ryu's gonna wild shape into a giant wolf spider.
Okay.
So,
That's one way to do it.
yeah, she's gonna go to the right of Tobias and try and finish off that bandit. So basically, let me pull it up. Giant wolf spider has the bite attack. It's got a +3 to hit. On a hit, it takes the creature takes 1d6 plus 1 piercing damage, and on a failed DC 11 Constitution saving throw, they will take 2d6 poison damage, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay, so you turn yourself into a giant spider, then go to move in, I assume?
Yes, I was gonna do that, and then I got sidetracked.
Yeah, that's all good. And then I have to make a DC 11 on save. Okay. Alright, remind me again, DMs, like, because I don't have any of that stuff, like, any character icons ready to pull out for the giant wolf spider. Does that take up more space than the 5 foot?
No idea.
I
don't
think they're
think
medium
so.
sized.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
And don't forget, you also have the giant wolf spider's HP.
Yeah, do you need
Yeah,
to...
so that's 11 hit points.
And your armor class is 13. Yeah, I got your stat block here. If you can, you should be able to search it in the compendium and get it, right? If you search giant wolf spider, or if you have another tab open, whatever. But yeah, go ahead and.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, give me an attack roll. Got +3 to hit. So if you want to just roll a d20 +3. Okay. And who are you going after? The bandit?
Yeah, I want to try and finish off the bandit.
Yeah, you got it. You go to take a big chomp out of him, and in your pinchers, you go to release your poison, and before you even get a chance to, his body slumps, and like you feel like he couldn't even take the damage from your pinching him. But you know, that poison would have for sure got him. You can feel free to poison his dead body if you'd like.
Cool. Just for grins, I will. Also, do you want me to change my current hit points to 11 just for now on my Ryu icon?
No. I mean, that's okay. You can just keep track of it. I trust you to be honest.
Okay, sounds good.
Anything else you're doing as a giant wolf spider?
Do I? No, I'll stay there for now.
Okay. Alright then. Samel shrieks a bit, and scurries over to hide behind some of these barrels in the far corner here. Not a fan of spiders, Samel. And he says, Samel does not like that. What the fuck are you? And he is going to attack you. No like you. You know what you do with spiders, right? Burn it with fire. Samel burn you, spider. Go away. He seems to have summoned up a lot of his strength to get that off too. I assume 21 hits the giant wolf. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm down to 3.
Okay. You've lost maybe a couple of legs, and he says, "Smush it," and nudges the hobgoblin. Smush it. Samel does not like. Cabby.
And you get 2 more of those.
I don't think I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, like, so he could, but you know what? He'll take one at Tobias, I guess. I don't really do 3 rays. Let's see.
I mean, he could try to finish off the wolf spider.
We know how that spell works.
I know.
Pulling punches.
Oh my god. This is why. Okay. Alright, you know what? That's a good point. He really doesn't like spiders. So 1 at Tobias, 1 at Ryu. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Worship Ray is good.
If it makes you feel any better, he looks really tired now. Like, really tired now. But yeah, that spider, no likey. So the first one was at Ryu, second one was at Tobias. And that is not going to end well for some people. He seems very pleased with him.
So Ryu is back to being Ryu, less 7 hit points.
I tried to pull punches and not give you guys homework, but, you know, Cabby, it seems like the type of person that would remind the teacher to assign homework.
Cabby's like, that's odd. Normally there's more than 1 ray.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, there they are. Patam. I believe that just pops Ryu back into Ryu, yes?
Yeah, I can't remember. Do I
damage carries over.
Does the damage carry over?
Okay.
Yep.
See, I don't remember that, but I will take your word for it, and I'm down to 7.
Casey, did you do that to me when I played a druid? I don't remember that. Yeah,
yes.
That sucks. Okay. Yeah, so remainder of 3. Ryu actually takes 3. Ryu.
Okay, sorry, yeah, I'm down to 6 hit points. Haha.
Alright, and Tobias, 10 fire, unless you have a resistance to that, and that I don't know about.
Oh, you're giving me the 10. Okay.
The first was at Ryu, the second was at Tobias, yeah. That knocked Tobias down?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on. First
Raging.
one was... Yes, so first one was at Ryu. That was the 8 fire damage from that Scorching Ray.
Yes. Then the second
one was at Tobias.
The second one was at... Because I wasn't going to fire a second one, but Cabby made sense, saying that he doesn't like the spider, so he's shooting the second one to kill the spider.
Okay, so the second one goes to Ryu as well,
Yes.
which means
The
third.
third
Okay,
is-
I need to go down 4 more hit points because the way we were saying that earlier,
I
made
apologize.
it sound
if
like
that
I was
confusing.
taking the 6. Nope, we're good.
All right. Okay, Cabby.
Tobias ain't looking happy.
Ain't
Cabby,
looking
unaware of any math issues he may have caused, steps forward and fires off an Eldritch Blast and Star hucks another stone over at the scout. Blast
rid of him.
and
Yeah.
stone. Aww.
Wow, that would have been a great stone. Crashes against the wall next to her head. Cabby seems to have connected with something, though. Anything? Anything else you're doing, Cabby?
That's it.
All right. Tobias, you have a chance at redemption. What are you doing?
Yeah, Tobias is currently a little on fire.
Just a little.
All of those nice mended clothes are now scorched, burned
Good
through.
thing you weren't wearing the oiled ones. You would have gone up like a torch.
Yep. I'm trying to think where I want to place myself. Where do I want to place myself? You know what?
I just got rid of the dead body in front of you. Just pretend it's on the floor.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
He hit harder. He's getting hit.
Okay. He being Samel.
Yes.
Okay.
Geek the mage.
And we're going to try that unarmed strike feint again. Because there's reasons.
We're still raging.
23.
Yes, that definitely hits him.
Okay, so that'll be 1d4 plus 5. Because normally plus 3 plus 2 from rage. Seven damage, and as a bonus action, I would like to attempt to grapple.
Okay. Alrighty.
Which this will be at advantage for myself, which would be 18.
And do I get is it my choice of strength or dex, right? Is that right?
It's athletics or acrobatics to get out of it, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's gonna try and wiggle his way out, but it's probably, yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay,
Nope.
yeah. You
Sambalay is now grappled.
reach right over those barrels, and you have grappled Sambalay. Anything
Which
else?
I do. That was movement action, bonus action. I'm going to hold on to him, yeah. Let's see. So his speed is 0. And that's really about it.
His back hurts. Got it. Or
Yep.
whatever symbol. Okay. Alright, yeah, you grapple the crap out of him. If there's nothing else, next up is gonna be that hobgoblin. Sorry, I'm just looking for wants to his job is the hobgoblin wants to protect Sambalay, so he's gonna try and break your grapple on him, or at least, you know, pull you off, hit you.
Okay, so this is going to be another contested grapple check then. From what you're saying? Or is it going to be a smack kind of get me off of him?
Yeah, he's just gonna try and outkill you. He's not even gonna bother to try and pull you off of him. He's just trying to make you bleed.
Gotcha.
Alright, dropping his longbow, he's gonna pick up his longsword. Swing at you. Oh god. 14?
Yes. It meets it beats. But, not down. Thank you, Rage. I am at the proverbial pixel.
Okay. Alright, yeah, you feel like he was kind of actually holding back a little bit, but he just growls at your face and looks towards Samele. Did you do the... Okay, gotcha. Just 9 damage total, so you didn't, like, drop down or anything. You have 1 hit point.
I have 1 hit point.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, he just growls at you, looks at Samele. For guidance as to what to do next. Which would bring up a dead bandit, who squelches a little bit on the ground. Which brings up a scout, who, surveys what's going on in the room, looking how bloodied and kind of burnt you look. Scout doesn't really see you as much of a threat right now. So she's gonna move up and kind of look down the hall at what else is down there. She's gonna take a shot at Merketta. 12?
12 is a miss.
Okay. And she's going to reload her bow and just say, stay there. Merketta, do you listen?
I do listen. I, in fact, shoot back at her.
Ah.
You want me to stay here? Okay, but this is coming towards you.
Okay, 12 actually misses her. She dodges out of the way. Anything else, Merketta?
No. I don't have any bonus actions yet.
Your crossbow reloads itself, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, fancy doodad is fancy. Ryu, you see Tobias take a number of hits, but you also are no longer a wolf spider. You feel dizzy, maybe? What are you up to?
Probably reorienting myself a little bit, going from like being wolf spider back to back to Genasi again. So I'm going to Cure Wounds Tobias and bonus action Shillelagh my staff for next turn.
Bless you. Oh,
I
bless
don't know
you.
if that's much of a bless, but I can heal you.
Oh,
a
that's
bit.
a good blast. Nice.
Oh, what?
That is very, very nice.
So
Alright.
the way I think this happens is Tobias is just kind of holding on to Samele, like his arms starting to give out. He feels the Ryu touch him on the back, and then just like that surge of strength coming back through him.
Yeah, she leaves like a wet
And
hand
that-
on your back and then gives you a thumbs up and is like, go get him.
Yeah, and then that arm just tightens further around Samele's neck.
Okay, and then Ryu, Shillelagh, getting ready for next round. Samele feels the tightened grip. Sorry, Ryu, was there anything else?
Nope, just wanted to mention like all of my magic, whenever I Shillelagh my weapon, it just kind of starts dripping water.
Alright, puddles form at your feet, and Tobias, your back feels a little wet. But that's probably pretty welcome, considering it was just smoking, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of soothing.
Yeah, that brings Samele up again. He does not want to be grappled anymore, but he's not terribly capable of getting out of it himself. I guess he'll just try and wiggle his way out again.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
And see, here I was thinking, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Just
worse than
Samele.
before. Oh my god, worse than before.
Here, let's hold on.
Dual ones.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Well, there was always the chance, but
very slim
since I'm
chance.
raging, that's a 25.
Was there a chance with a +5? But yeah, also, fudge. Okay, so Sambalay is just angrily trying to struggle against you. He turns to the hobgoblin in front of you, says, "What are you waiting for? Finish him!" Cabby, that brings you up. What are you up to?
So Star's gonna go first, swing down and chuck one of the 2 stones remaining over at the scout. Magic stone scout. Probably not. Cabby's gonna follow up, step down, invoke a hex actually, and hex the scout, and then fire off an Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Womp. For 18s.
Okay, yeah, you you send that hex. What does the hex look like?
So I don't think anybody else would actually notice, but as Cabby's sort of like staring at the scout can hear something from Cabby's eyes. And maybe that's the distraction that as Cabby fires off a Eldritch Blast, it just sort of like lights him up.
That's creepy as hell. All right, so the scout makes eye contact with Cabby, hears something from his eyes.
Hears something from his eyes.
Which is terrifying sentence.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that's
yes.
that's pretty
one
bad.
one might say they could hear the conspiracy of ravens from Cabby's eyes.
You
Jesus.
make that contact, and the scout makes eye contact back with you as you, Cabby, see the life fade from the scout's eyes, and you feel the hex delivered back to you. Early, perhaps. And yeah, that scout go bye-bye dead smush pile.
Cabby will politely, squeeze back behind Merketta, just sort of like glancing over, and Merketta just hears hears visual whispers.
But okay, all right, we'll deal with that when it comes time. Tobias, you see the scout up north go down. You have Sambalay probably by the throat or something, and a hobgoblin's breathing down on you. What are you doing? Feel better though.
I would like to beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Oh boy. You're gonna try and swing Sambalay over at the hobgoblin?
Basically, I'm going to use Sambalay as an improvised weapon, yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't realize
Stop hitting your
Tobias was
friend.
that
Stop hitting your friend.
strong, but go for it. Although with the turban on, it might feel like a pillow fight. Let's see.
We will see indeed.
That's horrible.
And you know what?
Got
I
it.
am going to reckless attack, so I have advantage on this.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if swinging a person at another person isn't reckless, I don't know what is.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kind of like the
So-
Scott Pilgrim fight, where
Yep.
All right.
Let me roll again, just to make sure that it's not a crit. Not a crit, so okay, so
Okay.
19.
19 does hit. How much damage are you
Okay.
doing to him?
This would be a 1d4 plus 3 again. I do believe.
not 5 because you're rage.
Oh, thank you. Yes, 1d4 plus 5 because of rage. Nice. A nice solid 8 damage.
That is a
Nice.
solid amount of damage. Maybe some of Sambalay's teeth get involved in there for no good fucking reason. And, yeah, you see some chunks flying off of the hobgoblin, who is just fucking thrown at what you just did. Anything else?
I thought it was Sambalay that was thrown.
Oh.
You know what? I have 2 hands. Bonus action, I'm going to try to grapple the hobgoblin.
Okay. Is there any rule
Fuck
where you can't
yeah.
grapple 2 at once?
You got 2 arms, 2 hands,
Okay.
2 headlocks.
So you drop both your hand axes and you go for another neck?
Basically, yes.
Alrighty. I don't know why that wouldn't work, I guess. If somebody else knows anything, tell me. Otherwise, go for it.
Do some research, but that sounds cool for now.
It sounds cool for now. That's what I'm going with. Go for it. Although he does look beefier than Samel. I will say that.
Yep. Add advantage because of rage. 21.
Right. Okay. Get out of it. He doesn't.
Nope.
Alright. Okay, so you've got both of them by the neck, I assume?
Yep. And, let's see. Half of 15 is what? 7? So I could move 1 square with them?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
So, basically, my grappling reduces their movement speed to 0, but from what I'm reading, it doesn't really do anything as far as Tobias's movement speed. Though I know in past games that I've played, we've done half-speed movement.
Yeah, as far as I know, he just stops their movement, and yours, I thought was, like, if you're trying to drag them with you, is, like, difficult terrain, like you move at half speed.
Right.
Your speed is halved, correct?
So if I have 2 of them, would that quarter my speed?
I mean, I don't think that's necessary, but, like, if you really want to try and drag them out, I don't think quartering your speed is necessary. Where are you going? Like, where are you going, bro?
Basically, I'm wanting to move up and drag Samel closer to Ryu.
Okay, but you're also going to drag the hobgoblin as well.
Essentially, yes.
Okay. Let's see.
That didn't condense well.
Wow.
No.
Sorry, I thought that was going to be much more readable.
Moving a grappled creature, your speed is halved unless the creature's... Okay, yeah, so,
Right.
like,
And
it wouldn't stack.
So, yeah.
So.
And it does say at least 1 free hand, so you do have 2 free hands, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, you did. Past tense.
You did.
They're
Yes.
full of hobgoblin and Samel now.
You've got him scruffed like an angry nun with 2 truancies.
If that's the case, then let's drag him up 1 further. Get that hobgoblin a nice Cabby Merketta star sight.
Okay. And you will be blocking part of it, but, you know, it's still there.
That's okay.
That's okay. Alright, you bring Samel up to Ryu and Hobgoblin up to the rest of the crew. Anything else you're doing?
No. That was bonus action movement.
Alright, that brings up the angry hobgoblin who does not like being dragged. You may have him by the neck, but he still has his sword.
I'm sure he's not too pleased with getting beat by his boss either.
Not by, with.
Alright, he is extra pissed at you. He's going to swipe at you, and he's going to use something you haven't seen yet, because you didn't piss him off before.
I mean, it's already at advantage.
He is also going to try and smack you. He is not happy.
Once per turn.
He gets another 4d6 because that was a crit.
So... Yeah, no, Tobias is unconscious. Even halved out.
Alright, you drag him up. Merketta and Cabby, you can see, and Ryu, you're right next to it as it all happens. He slams his sword into Tobias, and Tobias loses his grip as he falls unconscious. And the hobgoblin and Samel are touching their necks, totally pissed off that this human was able to do that.
Wait, why did the hobgoblin get advantage again? Because he was
you're reckless
because I
attacked.
reckless attacked. It gives me advantage, but it also gives them advantage.
I thought a creature couldn't attack if it was grappled.
No, that's
can't
a
move.
restrain.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Grappled reduces their movement speed. I need the grappler feat in order to actually restrain them.
Which is probably next in your lineup if you can do that. This I was not expecting. I was not expecting one in each hand at all. I also wasn't expecting a crit on the Hobgoblin. But, you know, here we
okay.
are. Here we are.
So 35 halved would be 17.
That doesn't outright kill you. You're just unconscious.
Not
correct?
yet.
Okay. Alright, that is all the Hobgoblin's gonna do. He's gonna spit in your general direction. That brings up a dead bandit. That brings up a dead scout. Merketta, you see all this go down. You see the Hobgoblin dragged into view. You kind of see Samel dragged into view, and Tobias looks back, winks at you, before being stabbed into unconsciousness by the Hobgoblin. What are you up to?
Is it a clear shot?
Considering I'm prone on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh no!
You are so excited to be able to have a shot at this thing. It just patangs off the wall, Merketta. Auto reloads?
Yes.
Okay, Merketta, any movement or anything else? I feel like that would have been a good hit, too.
Yeah, that would have been a great hit.
Alright, Ryu, you just poured some healing love into Tobias, and that seemed to give him extra energy to do the coolest fucking thing that you've seen in a long time, before falling unconscious. What are you up to? Shillelagh in hand.
This is a long shot. Can I mean, they wouldn't attack Tobias anymore if he's down, right?
That's not guaranteed, but they seem more interested in living than in mutilating one corpse.
So, okay, I can't
One
drag him
corpse
out.
in the making, thank you.
One soon-to-be corpse. Maybe.
Is there any chance I could, without using up my whole... I already know the answer to this, I think. But if I moved up one, tried to put Tobias next to Merketta, that would pretty much take up my whole action, right?
You want to move up and then pull Tobias, like, back behind you? To put him near Merketta?
Or I could just attack.
You could just attack, and if you want to, I don't believe, other than taking up all your movement, I don't believe that would take up an action. That would put you in directly harm's way, but I think you could take a swing still, reasonably.
So I just wanted to move...
If you want to put Tobias here, go ahead and fling him behind you. He won't resist, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then I want to take a swing at Samel with my staff.
Okay. Alright, Tobias, body being flung behind you. Turn right around. Go ahead and whack at Samel.
Not gonna do it.
Hit nothing but turban. Anything else for you?
No, I don't have anything else I can do at this time, so that's gonna be it for me, and I'll crouch down for Merketta.
Okay, sure. Alright, that brings up Samel, who, a lot's happened since his last turn. He's able to actually get up and move now, and, he is going to look at you, Ryu, as you are the only person he can really make eye contact with. And you just took a swipe at him. Yeah, he's a little off his game. His throat really hurts pretty bad from that. He's gonna pull a dagger out of his leg holster and kind of go for a stab at you. Which misses horribly. And he's going to turn to the Hobgoblin. Say, Finish her! And he's going to kind of scoot against this wall here to try and stay out of sight, which is possible. Brings up Cabby. What do you have?
So Cabby's gonna step forward, stand on top of Tobias's chest to get like a good view into the next room, and move his hex towards the Hobgoblin and then shoot at the hobgoblin.
Lots of hobgoblin. Holy crap. Okay, how do you destroy the hobgoblin thoroughly?
So he's just sort of like peeking up and over, and then he just forms like a little beam off the tip of his finger, and it just lances down. And the hobgoblin, I think, just got a little wide-eyed as the whispers were hitting it, and then right through one of the eyes, the hobgoblin just then falls back. Cabby then steps down, moves back, and as he's walking away, he puts down the healing potion sort of like on top of Tobias, and Star swings down and shatters the healing vial, so then it spills over Tobias and hopefully wakes Tobias up.
Okay.
And as like Cabby's sort of like stepping away, he's like, "Welcome back."
All right. Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and roll the healing?
Not a bad heal.
That's a good heal.
All right, and Cabby mutters something about, you want to go ahead and wake up now, Tobias?
Yep.
Okay.
Welcome back, Tobias.
All right.
Good morning, Tobias.
That brings up a Tobias, who you feel the cool, refreshing, healing liquid drip down your throat, and you wake up. Drug behind, not where you were before. What are you up to?
Why was I dreaming about sunflowers? He's going to use half of his movement to stand up. He's going to... Actually, I need to read something real quick.
Okay.
I don't have to be raging for this. Nice. He's going to unholster the one hand axe that is on his side, since the other is on the ground. He's going to step up, and I'm going to reckless attack again, because that worked out so well for me last time.
Didn't it, though?
And he's looking to decapitate.
Okay.
See if he can manage. And 21 for 7.
Alright, that definitely does land, and you see a chunk taken out. For sure. But head's still currently very attached.
Yep. I'm thinking... Nope, okay. I'm not going to burn the last rage. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Right, that brings up a very fucking dead hobgoblin, bandit, and scout, followed by a Merketta. See Tobias come back to life and rush in for more cool things. Right after Cabby myrtleated that hobgoblin. What are you up to?
Alright, Merketta is going to try to finish this. Merketta is going to rush in. Merketta's going to do a little zap zap.
Zap zap.
Ooh.
Zip zap!
That. Zip. Yep. Ow.
Wait, but something happens.
There carpet here that Samel did not know about? That's
Can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. So
Okay.
I am going to go to the other side of the room.
Okay.
I just
static shock.
I just static shock him right in the butthole and run to the other side of the room.
Okay. Okay. That's what happens. Ryu, you see Tobias come back to life and a hobgoblin destroyed in front of you. You see Merketta come in and static shock Samel and then run away. What are you up to?
Alright, so first Ryu goes, Tobias, I like your style because that was the coolest shit I've ever seen. And then she turns to Samel, fuck you for ruining the coolest shit I've ever seen. And she takes a crack at him with her staff.
Alright, go for it. Yeah, that definitely hits. Yeah, you connect with him in a real way. He's still up, but barely. How did you hit him?
Because he's wearing a turban, she's not aiming for the head. Instead, she is going right for the knees.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you brought him down to his knees. He is, kind of like just about the KO version. He's swirling on his knees. Looks like he's about to pass out, but he is still there. Anything else?
Nothing that I can think of at this time.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the top of the round, and it's Sam Belay's turn, and he is rethinking some of his life choices right now. He looks over at his beefy second in command, now laying in a eldritch puddle on the ground, and after taking a horrible blow to his knees, he looks up at Tobias and Ryu, and is you can see that he's kind of considering things, and he says, "I yield," and he puts his hands up. And that's all he is doing this turn. Cabby, what are you up to? You hear this. You can hear this from here. And the moral decision falls to Cabby. Yay, what I always hoped would happen.
So, Ryu, Cabby moves forward, and he's definitely, like, sighting and can't get a shot because there's the door in the wall. So he's, like, starts moving past you, and he's definitely got I'm about to murder a person, in the gaping holes that are his eyes from which emit the cacophony of calls, and he's about to blast Sam Belay. Are you letting him past?
Ryu would like to say something before letting Cabby pass. She's like, "Hey, I know we hate this guy, and he's done some pretty bad shit in all of 2 minutes that we've known him, but should we try and get a little information out before we kill him?"
And Cabby's response is, "Rules of engagement were determined by the opponent. No quarter asked nor given."
Fair enough. Ryu will let him pass.
So Cabby comes around,
Yes.
and Star follows. And they're at disadvantage because they're up close, but Cabby tries to blast, and Star tries to flick a stone. And the hex moves, so bonus action hex move, action blast. And 11?
And 11 hits, yeah.
So that's 13 points of damage, and then stone follow up a 9.
Okay. Describe the 9 misses, but
Okay.
You actually didn't even need it. Star was already just winding up for nothing. How did Cabby destroy Sam Belay? Did he say anything?
No, Cabby just walks past Ryu and kind of squeezes between Tobias and Sam Belay, and as he does, his head turns unnaturally because he doesn't have to actually tilt his head to turn. It just pivots smoothly, keeping track, so he can hear that whisper of ravens, and then bzz, and just falls down.
All right, yeah, you see Sam Belay just kind of fall over in front of Cabby and Star, and we're gonna drop out of initiative. Well done. You have all bested them, and lots of corpses that aren't on the screen lay around you. All there. What do you guys do?
Promptly plopping on his ass.
Does anyone remember, did I cast a good berry at the end of last session, or did I just totally forget?
I don't
I
believe
think
did,
you
but-
forgot.
Did you
Cool.
expend a spell slot?
Has it been more than 24 hours since the last good berry, like 2 weeks ago?
It has not, but we ate them all, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast a good berry right now and keep them in the pouch on my side. So Ryu's like, "Hey guys, if I ever go down, you can just get some of the berries out of my pouch here on my belt."
And Cabby's like, "May I have one of those?"
Yeah, you can absolutely have one of these.
So Cabby takes one and he places it in his little boulder holder.
Good stuff.
All right, as you guys are kind of divvying up good berries and, talking about replenishing things and what the hell just happened, I think, out of character, we're going to take our quick bio break. Back in 5 minutes. And we'll continue. Yay, thank you, 20 Science, for all the love. Appreciate that. We'll be back in 5.
So much love.
Murder!
Hello?
Hello.
Wait, oh. That music.
Dun 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 dun.
It's very epic sounding. Well, that battle, I mean, you can never predict them, but I did not expect to be double grappled. I've learned a lesson. I will not.
Hit him!
You.
Sorry.
I like, and you're right. If I'm gonna do a thing, I should do a thing. I just reading it over, and I'm like, right? I mean, he the best at that thing yet. Gonna do a thing, do the. It didn't go well for a minute. Is anybody else back, or is
I am back.
welcome?
They were being sneaky.
Oh,
Sorry, did not mean to be sneaky, but I did end up being somewhat sneaky. The monsoon appears to have stopped for now at my apartment.
that's nice.
Yeah, it was pouring this morning. I was really surprised.
Gotten threats of.
Oh yeah, I love the rain. It was not super fun to drive in. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Subaru EyeSight or whatever, but it's like two cameras at the top on the inside of your windshield, and it like detects how close you get to cars and like the edges of the roads. And when visibility gets too bad, it's like, well, EyeSight's shutting down. Good luck. Yeah, pretty much the visibility was that bad my entire drive.
That doesn't seem good.
I mean, it's only slightly better than some of the whiteout blizzards I've been in.
And check 1, 2.
3-4.
Oh, I cannot hear people. Why is that?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's
Adios.
because my headphones were turned all the way down.
Oh, that's...
That would explain why I wasn't hearing people. The volume wheel on these headphones are in such a bad location. It's basically positioned to where right where my fingers go to take them off. Just scrolls it up or down.
Is it a Corsair headset by any chance?
No, it's actually the SteelSeries Arctis Pros.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have like a pretty cheap Corsair headset for when I play PC games, but
Mhm.
I spent a little extra money on the wireless Jabra headphones. They're nice and squishy for when I play D&D.
Squishy ear cups are the best.
They're
Yes.
amazing. They're so comfortable.
I didn't think I wanted that.
Yeah, like the difference between that and like my pretty cheap like PC gaming headset is like night and day.
Here soon, I'm actually thinking about ditching the wireless headphone setup and actually get like a proper like Rode mic as well as a pair of sound monitors. Switch
Nice.
over to a little more professional setup.
Do you also stream?
I will be once I move. Well, I'll be back to streaming once I move, I should say.
Nice. So, like, streaming some of your D&D games or other games?
Mostly other games.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I do,
occasionally drive time.
Yeah. Drive time has been kind of my most recent content, and I don't do that very often. Oh.
Don't understand warlocks.
What?
I don't understand warlocks. Sorry, I'm just during the break I've been rereading pacts and trying to get my brain to wrap around it. I just can't make this work in my head. I'm stupid on warlocks. Like even trying to take it one level at a time, I'm barely hanging on here.
Are you just plotting level 3 or what?
I'm just trying to wrap my head around how the pacts are supposed to work and interact with the like Eldritch Invoc. And just I'm going cross-eyed. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just can't handle it. I'm like,
Your
just be a
patron
wizard.
likes you, therefore they give you boons.
Yeah, I think I have the same issue I have with clerics. I'm like, if you're not willing to work for your magic, you don't get magic. Stop asking other people for it. Take it away.
These are for the
Wizard.
people who tried and failed.
Yeah, I know. I'm a wizard at heart. Being a warlock feels weak.
See, and I'm a warlock at heart, and I fucking hate being a squishy wizard. The Ben is muted.
Ben is muted.
Oh damn! Ben the Ben was muted.
Oh,
Oh!
the Ben is unmuted.
How many clever things did the Ben say while that was
A
muted?
lot.
So the Acheron was deafened, and the Ben was muted.
And my eyes whisper at people, so we've got all three monkeys going.
Jesus.
Except, in your case, wouldn't that be sea evil?
Right.
See
Well,
no
but
evil.
I mean that's when he's covering it, you see no evil.
Murmur. Okay, everybody's back now. Yay!
Yay!
All right, what are you guys up to?
Not much. What are you up to?
Well, we did the shoot, so that leaves the loot.
Oh, okay. Is that what you're doing?
Tobias is leaving others to do that. He's currently sitting on the ground poking at his mostly open wound stills.
Opened and then patched and then reopened and patched.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that longsword attack from that hobgoblin is still a giant gaping wound in him.
Fun.
All
Cabby
right.
will tidy up, taking the bodies back to the necromantic alchemist.
All right, Bazarab doesn't usually play favorites, but right now Cabby is way up there. 'Cause you're bringing
This is
in more
after
bodies.
stripping them of all.
Yes, this is after relieving them of any valuables, but then he like straightens them up. He puts the right hand with the right body, and then he takes it back and drops it off, and then comes back for another one.
All right, Cabby, roll me a D100.
Roll you a D100.
And in addition to any of their weapons, if you would like them, you also find 24 silver amongst all the bodies. Are you taking Sambalay as well?
I think after he has been.
Is anybody else
Inspected.
joining in the shakedown? Yes.
No.
Ryu?
So Cabby's basically like removing all their items and stuff and putting that in a little pile, and then he basically just picks up the body in their small clothes and takes that away, and then comes back for another one, 2 minutes later.
Yeah, Ryu would probably get in on the looting.
All right.
She has no qualms about that.
All right, Ryu, give me a D100. In all the pulling of the stuff off the bodies, because really there's no use for it for your good friend Bazarab doesn't care about that. The hobgoblin was actually wearing some beef-looking armor. So you guys uncover the 24 silver pieces amongst them all. You also uncover mariner's armor. You see a dark green, lightweight armor, very strangely built. It looks to have like fish and shell motifs all over it. And upon closer inspection, Ryu, you're sure those are actual like fish and shells, kind of like scales and shells kind of molded into an armor, and it's been buffered so much that it almost has a metal shine to it. So you guys uncover Mariner's armor.
It's
What
not made of metal.
armor type would that be?
Yeah, it's essentially scale mail, and it gives you the ability to have your swim speed the same as your base walking speed.
Ooh.
But it is made of metal still.
It is not made of metal. Ryu, that would have been the first thing that you were looking for, because you're like, oh man, it's shiny, it looks like metal, but upon a closer inspection, it's actually made of nature-based things. It just buffed to look like metal.
Y'all, you won't believe what I just found. Oh, can she wear it?
Yeah, you can wear it. As a druid, you can absolutely wear it. It meets all the specifications. It is hobgoblin size, so you might need to, take it in a few places. But yeah.
Yeah, so that question was kind of directed at the group because she just doesn't want to take it without consulting everyone else.
Do you say that as you're putting it on?
As I'm pulling it off the hobgoblin, I'm like, "Hey guys, would y'all be all right if I wore this?"
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I have no objection. That would not integrate well to my current form.
Awesome. And while I'm at it, does anyone else want to just stow one good berry in their stuff, or was that just Cabby?
Entertainer's clothes don't have pockets.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. You got a big old instrument case, though.
But that's up on the first floor by the entrance.
Oh,
Fuck, I'll
yeah,
take
that's
it.
right. All right, here you go. Hands you one good berry.
Thank you.
Anytime, Merketta.
Let's see, and just to confirm, weapons-wise, it was 1 longsword, 2 longbows, and a dagger?
Yeah. Yep. That's what you see.
Was the bandit and the scout wearing any kind of armor?
Nothing that survived the decimation that they incurred. Nothing that's any better than what you guys really have.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I have all of the loot.
You got it. In addition to the armor, the silver, you do uncover a couple other pieces of loot. Ryu.
Yes?
You find on Samel, in his inner pockets, find a spell scroll. And that is...
Oh!
You find a spell scroll of animal friendship.
Nice!
And...
I might already have that spell, but I don't remember.
And as you're shaking him down for the spell scroll, out from one of his pockets tumbles a long, delicate wooden pipe that seems to be made from smooth river stone and artfully crafted and engraved wood. And I have put a handout up top, putting it up on stream though, show to players. See a pipe of remembrance. That's what it does.
Ooh!
When the pipe is lit, smoke exhaled from it does not dissipate, instead lingering around the bearer. After 10 minutes, the smoke forms moving shapes that reenact the bearer's most impressive and heroic achievements for 5 minutes. When this realistic performance is complete, the smoke dissipates, and it can't be used this way again until the next. All you guys uncover.
Hey, Tobias, you want this pipe? It seems kind of cool.
I don't smoke.
Even though it's a kind of cool performance type thing?
It seems to be there's some stuff miscellaneous packed in it.
I'm good. Thank you.
Quick question, Sin. So that's just normal scale mail, right?
It's actual mariner's armor, which I can create a handout for, and you decide what it really looks like. Here.
Oh, okay. I just couldn't find mariner's armor in the lookup in
No
Roll20.
worries. No worries. I'm putting something in now. Just a second. There you go. I'll be able to see
Oh,
that.
awesome.
Oh, that's classified as heavy.
Wait a minute.
I
grabbed the wrong one. But yeah, I grabbed the wrong one, but just read the while wearing this armor, blah 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 part. It's not chainmail, sorry. I will have the proper information, but I just wanted you to know what other things it does besides be scale mail. You have a swim speed equal to your walking speed.
And as we're traveling back and forth, looking down this way, can we see a little further down that way? Like,
look down that way, you out here.
I'm hoping for an expanse of water, maybe a dock.
You see 4 trailways, but you do see that it starts to slope downwards. And the water lapping, whenever you guys first, like, down this way, just got louder.
So as Cabby's going back and forth, he's like, we should confirm that the docking area is clear and then move upstairs once everyone has had time to recover. Do we want to spend an hour?
For time reference, so you guys didn't really rest to get your 2nd level, but you did spend a few minutes in there, and between all this battle and your actual rest way earlier now, it seems like, you're guessing it's like early morning hours, probably like 2, 3 in the morning right now, maybe a little later. Do you all want to...
Are you capable of proceeding further?
So, just to clarify, does this mean we are not taking a short rest?
I think that's what Cabby's trying to figure out right now.
Yeah. Cabby's
mean...
fine.
Cabby's okay, but you all look hurt, and he's like, do you need a human minute? Or a Genasi minute?
So, I mean, it would be beneficial because Ryu could get some health back, and also will get one of her spell slots back.
I will say,
we
you
don't
guys...
need a gnome minute, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys just got into a very big battle, and you walked down an area where it had a green slime, but this does look like the most defensible place that you've gotten to in the caverns, should something bad happen. Y'all want to do?
Cool.
Star and I can keep watch while you attempt to rest and recover.
And
So
put on that scale mail.
And put on your scale mail.
I'm also going to expend 1 hit die. Ah, shoot. Did that roll both of them?
No, just rolled 1 that I can see.
Okay, awesome.
You just did a good roll.
Yeah, pretty good roll.
Shocking, I know.
Alright, so you guys are bunkering down for a short rest, yeah?
Yes. I think Tobias may have moved away, but I don't think he'll object to being able to recover some hit points.
Alrighty. Let's see here. I'm gonna drag this out of here. Position yourselves where you'd like. Cabby, tell me where you're watching from and give me a perception. See what happens, if anything, on the short rest. Body's up here. Good. Keep track of how many bodies he has to use.
So Sin, I donned some normal scale mail, so I'm assuming I'm good to use those stats, but with the extra flavor from the Mariners.
Yeah, just remember the flavor and sprinkle it when appropriately in the water.
Yeah, sprinkle it with fish food.
You're looking pretty choice now too. You can decide exactly what that looks like if you care or want to, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like a shiny dark green. It like glistens a little bit. It's got coral accenting some of the top.
Way better on you than it ever did on that hobgoblin. Stay.
Ryu goes, hell yeah.
So once everybody's kind of settled in, Cabby's taken all the spare clothing that's been accumulated, and he's sort of rolled it up. And over the course of the hour, he builds himself basically a scarecrow. And he uses the turban, a bundle of cloth to kind of put it on top. And he just sits there, and he's got a little stick, and he's just making the scarecrow's arm wave as he's like peeking out from behind it. So he's got good cover there.
Okay. Remind me again, what languages can Cabby understand?
Cabby can understand literal,
Okay.
but not figurative.
Okay.
Common and undercommon.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So as everybody starts to get settled in for their short rest,
And he knows 3 phrases in Goblin.
he does know 3 phrases in Goblin. What 3 phrases does he know again?
Pick up. No, he knows the words for come, pick up, fuck off. I forget.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It was stay, come, pick that thing up, and I think maybe fight, but I don't remember if it was fight.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
There.
Yes.
Come, pick
Yeah.
up, stay, fuck off.
Yes.
Okay, so in your watching of things, it's pretty uneventful. You don't hear anybody coming from either direction. You do hear wind starting to pick up a bit from the south. You can't quite see there. It looks to be darker because it's heading slope down. It seems to be darker the further along this path that it gets. You hear, and it could be something, echoing through the caves. You're not quite sure, but think you hear some voices. But the language they're speaking doesn't make sense to you.
So Cabby will get his scarecrow ready to signal like a hi hello wave, as he sends Star to go over and nudge whoever looks nearest and alert them that something's going on.
Okay. So
I think-
I'm back. What
Yep.
happened while I was gone?
Take the benefits of a short rest.
Yes.
Wunderbar. Did we search the barrels per chance?
I don't believe anybody searched the barrels, but they are empty. We did go over. Were you here for any of the loot part or no?
I basically had to leave after the Mariner's Armor dealio was posted.
All right.
Mariner's Armor, Pipe of Remembrance that you don't smoke, and 24 silver in my pocket, 55 in Ryu's.
And a spell scroll of animal friendship.
Yes.
You or whoever. Okay. You guys went down for a short rest, and Cabby took watch. Cabby hears some faint voices in the direction south here, where it slopes down and gets a bit darker. You hear decidedly 2 voices, just bantering back and forth. It sounds not loud at all. $55 silver. For you, sorry.
Thank you.
Ah.
When we're ready, there appear to be enemies ahead.
Short rest.
Nice.
That's good enough to where I'm not going to bother spending the second one.
Ryu has a new armor class, and she is so stoked.
Yeah, no. The second one. It's only 1 HP, so I'm not even going to bother re-rolling it. Minimum
When
like,
we're ready, we should proceed.
Lead the way, Cabby.
Everybody's doing the no after you. No after you.
So Cabby starts like.
Harry will fucking go first.
Cabby starts. Oh, sorry.
If people are being weird about it.
No, Tobias will take the front. We had our order.
Sorry, we already had our marching order.
Yep.
Alright.
Don't forget Star.
Star's currently on Cabby's shoulder, just up there so I can grab its speed.
Thanks.
Okay. You proceed down. All of you notice that the ground is sloping and the water and the wind whistling gets louder the further south you get. You happen upon another small room with what seem to be various rolled up rugs, a few barrels that are well sealed. Tobias, can you do a perception check real quick?
Sure. 16.
Okay. As you guys are heading down, Tobias, you get to where you're at, and you had heard Cabby say something about like there's somebody down there or something.
Yeah.
Um,
And cautious approaching, back kind of pressed up against the wall at that corner, not actually going around it.
yeah, you had started to hear like the whatever Cabby was talking about, like faint whispers in a strange language you don't quite recognize. Um, and then as soon as you get where you're at there, you're and it stops.
And
It is decidedly darker where you guys are at now, so unless you have a light source, um, pretty much around this bend is pretty darn black.
the languages didn't happen to be elemental in nature, did they?
They did not. If you speak any other languages, by all means let me know.
Common and primordial.
Negative. None of those.
Okay. Just wanted to
Ryu, for some reason, knows Draconic and Druidic.
Okay.
Druidic makes sense. I don't remember why I chose Draconic.
Neither of those give you any insight either, unfortunately.
Cool.
But it sounds like they're aware of our approach.
You heard light whispering, and when you reached the spot that you're standing on now, you heard like a as if somebody was saying something and then stopped saying something.
Tobias is going to pause there for about 10-15 seconds, see if they start chattering again.
Okay. You wait a few seconds, and you don't hear anything else.
Alright. Tobias is going to look back at the rest of the group. Just a single finger pressed up to his lips as, like, be quiet. And I would like to attempt to stealth as I approach further.
Okay.
Probably going to go horribly. Oh, no, actually decent.
Okay. You stealth around the corner, and where would you like to go? You're basically, I assume you're clinging to the walls at this point because you can't see anything.
Yeah, basically, hand on the wall, just kind of trying to keep low, keep the handles of his hand axes from smacking against his side.
Okay. All right. Uh, feel free to keep along. Don't hear anything else. But now that's not entirely true. You hear the water is much louder now, almost you might be taking the next step into it. You're not quite sure. It's so dark. But the wind is whipping in, um, kind of even taking those few steps in seem to kind of reverb, locating yourself based on where the sounds are bouncing off of, guessing that this is a relatively large cavernous thing that leads to water, or is on the water, or is going to get flooded by water, something like that.
Now, Has the ground gotten progressively muddier
It's
as he's walked through?
it has gotten a little bit muddier. You're not standing in pools. It's not muck, but it is definitely wetter than it was before. Have dark vision.
I do have dark vision.
Okay. Let's a little bit more since I can get out it. Meta stuff, which I assume not play around. You're gonna describe for friends, yes.
Yeah.
Yar. Okay. Yeah, you can see water at that mark here kind of coming up. It just kind of catches some light from out here, out direction, light, water slowly lapping into this room, cavern that you find yourselves in.
Interesting.
Is it seawater, I'm assuming?
You are assuming yes. Yeah, considering how close the house was, yeah, you're guessing that that's what it is.
Ryu would probably want to walk into the water just to, like, put her feet in it after a very long day. But only if Tobias says it's safe.
Now, is this area pitch black or is it dim lit?
It is, for you, it's pitch black, but you have a Merketta behind you.
Yeah.
And you have the moon in front of you, which is glistening off of certain things. The water lapping in, the outlining of what looks to be a boat pulled up on the mud there. Seems to be kind of, the water wants to take it out, but it seems to be anchored in pretty well. Merketta, you can see it is indeed a boat, and if you guys leave it there for too long, the water is going to take it and, bring it out. You can't quite figure out from where you can see how it's anchored in there.
I will. Yeah, I'm going to use something I haven't used yet. I'm going to pick up a tiny rock. I'm going to make it glow.
Okay. What does that give you? Just like a torch? Whoa.
Yeah, it's the first bullet point.
Okay, cool.
Basically, a 10-foot light source, and I'm going to throw it towards the boat.
Okay. You throw it towards the boat, and that lights some stuff up. And you guys definitely can see. Is that right? There we go.
Yeah, hidden. There we go.
There we go. You can see the water rising. See the outline of the boat. It's a small boat. You're guessing that maybe 2 or 3 people at most on it. And you also thing that seems to be trying to cower behind the end of the boat, and you're in that strange language that you right. You just hear the strange language and a deep voice just putting his hands up and going, what fucking goblin sound? And he drops the bow that he had in his hands, throws it into the boat.
Ryu draws her longbow as a warning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And for reasons, just going to do this to see what happens. Go ahead and throw yourselves on the chair. He doesn't seem to be making any hostile actions towards you, but still. Want to know.
Murder!
Possibly murder.
Yeah, Ryu would also be like, "Who the hell are you? What are you doing?"
Okay. So Merketta, you lit up the rock, threw it at the boat. Fine gentleman popped up and tried to speak some stuff. His longbow in the boat. Ryu says, "Who are you? What are you doing?"
Yeah, because she wants to step in that water, but not if there's a hobgoblin there.
And he just says, I watched a boat. Cabby, what are you doing?
Cabby, bonus action, brings up some stones. Star sort of picks its head up and lifts up one of the stones, and then Cabby points his whole hand towards the hobgoblin, but readies an Eldritch Blast if any attacks happen. So if anybody attacks, he just starts shooting the hobgoblin.
Okay. All right. Tobias, what are you doing?
Tobias seeing him throw the longbow into the boat and very distinctly remembering the other hobgoblin having a longsword is going to tap the hand axe at his side and then kind of indicate, basically toss any weapon you have in the boat.
Okay. All right. So you're making a gesture like, I know you got more. Throw it in the boat.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. That brings up Ryu. He has answered you. What are you up to?
Who do you work for? That did not come out right.
Okay.
Who do you work for?
He responds. He responds quickly. Work. Big tall man. Big tall man.
Is the big tall
and he's
man
gesturing at his
here?
head.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Ryu asked, "Is the big tall man still here?"
He looks confused by that and says, big tall," and like is doing this round shape around his head, big tall, and points behind you.
Oh, that guy that I tried to hit who had the turban on? Is that who you're talking about?
He just looks left and right. Are you doing anything else besides conversing with him?
No, I just still have my longbow drawn, I guess.
Okay. He looks left and right when you say the one that we hit, and he says, big tall man gone? Gone. Okay. Big tall man gone. Okay, and points at Tobias, takes off his longsword, throws it into the also. Big tall man gone. Me no beef. No problem. Here I go. And he seems to have learned common, but like he's only been spoken to in like one syllable words for so long that he seems to have lost any ability to like converse normally. So he's a little broken in his comments. Merketta, what are you up to?
Hey, Cabby. What was Goblin for fuck off?
You hugger.
I look at the hobgoblin. What he said, and I step out of the way.
Okay. He hears you, looks behind him at the what you guys can now see as the just unending water in front, behind him rather, and then makes like sad eyebrows trying to look past you, Cabby. And that brings up your turn, Cabby. It seems like no one's taking a hostile action towards him, so he's gonna drop out of initiative here. Unless you're. Go ahead.
Do we want to let him take the boat, or should we make him swim?
He does
other
not.
I was
idea.
thinking we were gonna let him walk by us.
Should we ask him? I know this might be one of the dumbest ideas I've had yet. Should we ask him if he wants to like clear out the rest of the house with us and then we can tell him to scram?
Gabby's like, that is much more trusting than I am willing to be.
Oh, I'm I'm not saying we trust him. I'm saying it's more of like a come help us fight or we're gonna hurt you type of thing. I don't know. Ryu's like, never mind, yeah, that's a bad idea.
Cabby like spent some time trying to work that one out. He's like, okay.
Though we do know that he does follow orders.
Yeah, I'm just thinking since he just lost his old boss, maybe we can be the new boss. I don't know.
He
So
just watching you guys and hears like a couple words that he recognizes, and he's just looking confused and kind of takes a tentative step forward and points like at the area beyond Cabby. Like, can I?
So Cabby before he gets there, just, by the way, who was he talking to?
Cabby, good point.
So after a few seconds of that, Cabby will look towards the hobgoblin and be, who were you talking to? And as he does it, he talks real loud and he makes like, mouth movements, listen movements.
Okay. Yeah, he points at each one of you, and then looks at you kind of confused and says,
Before, when you were whispering.
Donker, talk to Donker.
You Donker?
Mm-hmm. Nods emphatically.
Ryu narrows her eyes at him. Can she do a perception check of the area to see if there's anything else she can
Hold
detect?
on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
And
Okay. Ryu, doing your perception check, you can see all like the edges around here, and you're seeing the water. You're probably paying even closer attention to the water and its level, and your like toes dip in. You can see that the water, like just beyond the end of the boat here, gets pretty deep. If there's somebody else out here, they would be like under the water or like clinging hopefully to a wall out there or something. Like it would be pretty dangerous to be out there. Unless they were
So there's nothing else. Okay, cool. So there's nothing else weird with the cavern walls?
Nope.
Because okay.
No, it seems to turn slightly slightly more rock-like as you get out this way. And it's like a rock face here. So more solid than just walls.
Okay. She's still got her eyes narrowed at the hobgoblin. She doesn't fully believe him.
Okay. Gonna say something, Tobias?
I was basically going to ask if I could do a simultaneous insight check on him while she's perceiving the area.
Go for it.
Flat 20. And that's it.
All right. Yeah, you're trying to get intentions off of the hobgoblin. With a 10, I mean, he did what you asked. And I mean, he doesn't look like the he probably would have murdered you before given the chance, but you don't see any weapons on him right now. He seems pretty earnest in his wanting to just get the fuck out of there. I
We
leave.
have two options.
No problem.
I have no objection to letting him go. If we wish to offer him a job opportunity, he can stay in the area and approach us later.
So, why is he trying to escape through the tunnels if they've got an escape boat at the ready?
Maybe he thought we might have been his other compatriots.
Also, not all creatures know how to sail, and he may not wish to push his luck and try and leave with a valuable boat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hearing you say boat, he looks down at the boat, and he looks back at you and is like, "Oh, you take boat, fine boat, fancy boat, all yours. I go."
You know how to sail?
Uh, I boat not mine. I don't use boat.
Do you know how to use boat?
He does like this chicken wing flap thing. Because the boat in front of you is just got the oars inside of it. There's no sail. It's a very tiny boat. He does the oar flapping with his arms.
So Cabby will dig out some of that silver that we had, and he'll lay down 3 pieces of silver, kind of in one set. And he'll draw a line in the dirt stone stuff, and then he'll lay down 10 pieces of silver on the other side, and then he'll point to our good friend Dunker, and then he says to fuck off. Donker to stay, and he kind of offers, if you want to fuck off, here's 3 silver pieces to go fuck off. If you want to stay, here's 10 silver pieces to stay, and we'll talk to you later. Nice, Ben.
He's confused by this. He starts to try and like, I mean, he's got a Merketta and a Ryu and a Tobias to make his way around, but he wants to get out of there, so he's gonna take a couple steps up, around, kind of trying to keep an eye, and he's gonna come over here, and
Oh, sorry.
what? And
I was just gonna say, before Ryu lets him past, she's like, "You should consider taking up a more honest line of work, like being a fisherman. I had a good time with that. You should think about that." And she lets him pass.
He looks at you as you kind of say that and let him pass, and he looks at you, and then he looks down at your armor. He looks like confused for a second, and he looks down at himself, who's wearing the same armor. And he looks back at you. And he looks at Cabby, grabs the 3 silver, and starts to make his way up. You have boat. Bye. And he is going to take off. You guys find
I
yourselves...
immediately rush the boat.
You find yourselves alone with a boat. It's not the best piece of craftsmanship you've ever come across, Merketta, but it is a rowboat for all intents and purposes, with a longbow and a longsword.
What the fuck is this bullshit then? How do they even get around in this? Oh god, I gotta do so much work on this fucking thing.
What were you expecting for 3 silver?
Oh.
Merketta just like looks around. Is there any wood that she can pick up and like start working on the boat?
There's no wood.
Barrels back in the other room.
Yeah, there's no wood right here, but there are barrels you could pick apart. There was tons of, like, you know, you could eventually find some salvageable wood upstairs or in the first floor or whatever in the house, too.
We may wish to address the upper floors before letting Merketta get involved in shipwriting.
So we are approaching our end time, and I want to know kind of what your guys' thoughts are going forward. As a group, would you like to go back into the house, salvage some wood, build that boat, hang out in the house for a while, explore upstairs, or would you like to take what you have, go back to town, clean up, get some stuff, figure out what's going on, find somebody to talk to? What do you guys want to do?
I mean, we're in the house. My vote is to clear the house.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
Same. I'd say clear the house, and we... brain shorting out here. It was 3 days till the tides were marked?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 4 from when you got it, but it is now, like, as you guys are exploring and you're looking for wood, Merketta, you guys are slowly seeing, due to your short rest also, you're seeing dawn come up over the sea. It is a new day, so yes, 3 days from now.
So, if we were to finish clearing the house today, that would give us a day of rest and preparation for the final day, hoping that Donker doesn't run straight to tell someone. He seemed like an honest fuck offer.
You walk into the water. You're sure even toe in. This is definitely seawater. This is what you guys were kind of staring at, what the house is pointed at.
Water.
Ah, Robot Ben.
Cabby.
All right, so up for
What
house
happens when
exploration.
Cabby goes.
What?
I said that's what happens when Cabby goes into Ultron mode.
It's spreading near.
That's what it sounds like when he looks at people.
That's
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's terrifying.
All right. So this is probably where we're going to wrap it, is that you guys got to the end, you saw the sun come up, bested those guys. There's a whole second part of the house to explore, which, I mean, as far as you know, should be totally empty and just lootable.
That's how it works.
Hmm? I mean...
You know what? If we set a fire on the stairs to the second floor, fire burns upward, so we could just wait and our problem will be solved after a few minutes.
You will recall, Cabby, upon maybe saying that out loud, that was not one of the preferred ways Bazarab would like you to handle things, seeing as how he's attached to this land and laboratory and whatnot. But yeah, lighting things on fire is always an option.
Yeah. So as Donker walked by and started walking up, Tobias kept like a 10-foot pace behind him.
Okay.
And just watched him until he disappeared.
Yeah, you watched him walk up to probably up here. He peeks in, sees like, just blood and guts still on the floor, but no bodies, and drag marks all the way up this way. And he regrettably slowly follows those drag marks and out of sight.
Ooh, I wonder if he follows the drag marks up to our little alchemist friend.
Have to find out next time. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, guys!
He
did
would be an
stuff.
undunker.
God, it's a dunker undunker. That's your BB and B&B.
Yeah, Ryu definitely just made a lifelong enemy out of that guy.
Out of Dunker?
It'll be fine.
Just going by the looks of him observing her wearing his fallen comrade's armor.
He's just like, well, do you shop at the same place? Oh,
I mean,
okay.
To be fair, we should have probably made him strip that off, but
Or, I mean, now that we're done with the session, you could have asked anybody any questions that pertain to
yeah.
anything, but that's cool. It's fine. He's
Research
dumb.
is for chumps.
Yeah, non-lethal damage is for chumps. It's fine. It's okay. You guys hella killed that battle, which I am very happy that you did, because I was worried for a second there.
Only a spell
Personal
slot
highlight
potion
was
were
the
used
double.
in keeping the Barbarian alive.
Yeah, that double grapple was the highlight for me.
Yeah, that was not prepared for the double grapple at all.
Yeah,
The double grapple,
I've
the reckless
been-
attack, the
I've been made aware of some very interesting things when it comes to barbarians with Tavern Brawler. Or anybody with Tavern Brawler, really.
Yep. Grapples are nice.
I definitely like
Yep.
the reckless attack too, so do that more
And-
often.
Yeah, and people counting as improvised weapons.
Alrighty.
My internet just kicked me off for half a second. Did I miss anything important in the last minute?
No, we're just recapping the highlights from the session and whatnot. And then I figure out of
Turns
character
out the
and
boat with the mimic, you got eaten.
Oh, fun.
I will probably stop the stream now, and we'll talk off thing about when this is going to come back. But I'm sure it'll come back and won't end up like our Out of the BS campaign. No,
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about it. Okay, bye, stream.
Aw, bye, stream.
Bye, stream.